Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, April 15th, 2022 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I find my balance between as above, so below. And just think on that a little while. I think that may be especially helpful as we build to this full moon on Saturday. So today I want to talk about Mars in Pisces and glance upon Mercury in Taurus, since I haven't really addressed that so much. But let's start with Mars in Pisces. As of this recording, Mars has not yet moved into Pisces. It'll be moving in, as of me recording this, in about just a few hours, I think like 2-ish hours from this recording. So we're still at that 29 Aquarius energy. With Mars moving into Pisces, we will have Mars at 0 for the next little bit, which I think is going to feel like a nice reprieve after the heightened electrical vibes that Mars in Aquarius has been giving off. I am looking forward to that for sure. Mars in Pisces, 0 energy. 0 means 0. Take it easy in regards to actions. That being said, let's dig into Mars and Pisces just a little bit. Mars in any sign is about action. It is an actionable energy. Mars is ready at the drop of the hat to go. Whether it's go and fight, or go and love, or go and desire. Do the thing. That's Mars energy. Mars is young, just ready for action at any point. Mars in Pisces can be interesting action. Mars in Pisces can definitely lead to non-action. Mars in Pisces, according to one of my favorite astrologers, his book, what is it? Cosmic Navigator. It's my favorite astrology book, in case you wanted to know. I taught my astrology class from that book. In the book, I always remember this. He mentions Don Quixote being so Mars in Pisces, fighting windmills kind of energy. And Mars in Pisces can definitely be that. It can be the fight of daydreams, right? Or daydreams leading to fight. I mean, this could even be, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but I will say that it has happened to us. You have a dream that you don't like about your partner, and well, what were you thinking? That can be Mars in Pisces. That can be a lot of things in Pisces, let's be fair. Mars in Pisces, it's important to stay grounded. It's important to stay in awareness. Virgo being the opposite sign of Pisces is so important. To keep your Virgo intact during this energy, very helpful. Mars in Pisces can also be holy wars. And even if religion does not rule the world like it once did, or in the very apparent ways it once did, it still is. And this is why, with Mars in Aquarius, what I felt called to do is bring our attention to where we may carry that Mars vibe, the war vibe. Mars, god of war, right? Aries, god of war. Mars is rules Aries. Where we might carry that within us. Where do we start these unconscious wars? Mars in Pisces still has that directive, right? Mars in Pisces still may take that initiative. However, I think Mars in Pisces wants to be more of a lover and not a fighter. Anything Pisces has the opportunity to recognize the connection, to recognize the oneness in all, to recognize, there's a quote that I love. No tree has branches that fight among themselves. Where we can witness and recognize this, which takes me to a whole other point. I was talking to this brilliant Aquarius, Pisces, right on the cusp, human that lives here in my town. And one thing that he mentioned was that trees, the way they photosynthesize. I'm getting to somewhere. This is so Pisces of me, how I'm going around to this. But trees, how they photosynthesize. That even the leaves that don't necessarily get the light are receiving the benefit from the tree, or the leaves in the tree that are receiving the light. This is how nature works. This is how we work. And when we're busy creating wars and fighting, we're not utilizing these gifts of our personal photosynthesis. Please use that as an analogy, not literal, right? This is the work of Mars and Pisces. How can you align your actions with photosynthesis, so to speak? How can you align your actions so that the light that you receive then moves through actions in you that reflect that light to all? How can you move in a way that when you're not receiving the light directly, you are open and receiving the light from those who are photosynthesizing, or those who are receiving the light? No tree has branches that fight amongst themselves. And this is the remembrance of Mars in Pisces. So, it's not to say as well that you can't be induced into fighting and that there aren't passions and desires that don't induce the fighting. Again, this is up for debate. People have different ideas, but as none of us rule the universe, there is no definitive truth. We are finishing up, or have completed, depending on which rock you stand on, the age of Pisces, in which there have been so many religious wars, moving in, or already in, again, depending on what you believe. It doesn't really matter to me. I have my own belief. What you believe, it doesn't matter. Like, it's all theory, right? So, feeling very Pisces in this scope. This is also what no sleep and taking care of a poor little spayed kitty will do to you. Anyway, definitely a little on the silly edge from the lack of sleep this week. Where was I going? Holy Wars, Age of Aquarius. So yes, clearly, we're leaving behind this energy. And yet, again, depending on where you stand, it doesn't really matter. We are still releasing the vibrations of these things that have been put into action. And we have to recognize that in and of ourselves. The other thing with Mars and Pisces is that sometimes Mars and Pisces has a vendetta. It has, I can't think of what the right word is, but I guess vendetta works. It has an agenda. Still not what I want to, what I want to say is like it has a bill to pay or something like that. Like, it's not exactly those words, but it's like that essence. And we may find ourselves with Mars in Pisces intent on fulfilling this agenda, this bill, whatever that word is that I can't reach. Awareness of this is going to be really key during this Mars and Pisces. Obviously, things in the world are very volatile. And yet, here we are photosynthesizing, right? Connecting to the light, connecting to the wisdom, connecting to this universal consciousness, and we have an opportunity to shift this. So, be aware of these things as you're working with this Mars energy. The passions will continue, the desires will continue, the feeling of vengeance and frustrations the Pisces can bring, or not Pisces, Mars can bring, will continue being in Pisces. The Pisces doesn't stop that. But how you utilize this is potent and important. And this is interesting. As we are building into a very potent full moon on Saturday, this full moon is going to be squaring Pluto. So both the sun and the moon in this opposition, which brings up our emotions, is going to be facing the power of Pluto, or facing off with the power of Pluto. We rise in part through awareness, keeping your awareness of what's really driving you, not getting Mars and Pisces sucked into external flows, patterns started by others in other ages with other agendas, is a PowerPoint to be aware of. With Pluto finishing up in Capricorn, we want to be very aware of where we've placed our power. I also feel with Mercury in Taurus, Uranus in Taurus, Mercury and Uranus coming to a conjunction in Taurus. That's going to be on Sunday. North Node in Taurus, and this full moon in Libra. Our worth stuff is also very up and going to be very triggered in and through this energy. And worth can tie definitely into our ego, right? Our ego and survival stuff. That's the flip side of the Taurus energy is Scorpio, the survival stuff. And so be very aware of where worth stuff may be triggering the vendetta within you, these energies within you. So there's a lot of power and a lot of awareness that is going to be needed as we start gently swimming and photosynthesizing our way through Mars in Pisces. Besides that, it's a quiet day, like whatever. Oh, actually, technically, no. Technically, there is a fast-moving yod. We do have a fast-moving yod, again, bringing up some of this worth stuff. The fast-moving yod is focused on the moon in Libra, finding our inner balance and harmony. It's being fed by Venus on one point. Venus already in Pisces. Venus in Pisces knows and wants the oneness. And Venus in Pisces, I love when Venus and Mars are in the same sign, can hopefully, through intuition, help guide our actionable energies into harmonious actions. But it will be part of a yacht. So keeping up our worth, keeping up that remembrance of oneness. No trees, has branches, fights amongst itself. Keeping in mind that energy. And the first time I ever heard that quote was by Dr. Wayne Dyer, a Taurus himself. The other piece that is feeding into this yachting energy is Mercury. So there's definitely worth stuff up. You are worthy because you are. Not because anything outside of you has ever made you so. And not because you've ever been good or holy or anything, a student, whatever you have put on as an identity. You are worthy because you are. And remember that when these little triggers start feeding in. Let's look at these cards. Oh yeah, building into intensity. Absolutely 100% into this full moon. Yes, there is an intensity building. And these are three interesting cards together. Our inner child, while there's no Leo up and accounted for right now, I've got the maturity card, the innocence card, and the playfulness card. Hopefully this is saying like all this Pisces energy, it is stimulating our daydream, maybe that playful energy, but we may not have the maturity that is needed when we face some of these bigger things. It's also interesting, the innocence card in reverse. What I'm getting from this with the innocence card is like, hey, remembering your personal level of responsibility. That's part of this Pluto piece as well. We all take responsibility in these things, and we all have responsibility in this photosynthesizing process, this shift that we're going through. But keep it light, keep it playful. I think that there's going to be alternating moments. We have intensity, where we feel this intensity ramping up, and the moment-to-moment energies, where it's like, la-di-da. Take the la-di-das, play with them, and when the intensity ramps up, take a peek at where the light is shining on you, and what level of responsibility, what level of harmony, what level of forgiveness is coming up. What level of forgiveness do you need to step into in and through this energy? So, wow, that was longer than I thought. I'm going to leave this here. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and honor your values. Namaste.